All right, folks, to start this HIIT circuit workout off, you have lateral step-ups with a twisting high knee. A great way to get warmed up and your muscles twitching and firing, and it also targets your obliques, so it's getting your core ready for this workout as well. 10 reps each side, and then you're gonna move on to resistant band kettlebell swings. Here, I want you to make sure that the motion you're doing is not a squat. You are bending your knees, but it's more so a hinge at the hip. Okay, you're thrusting forward with your hips and you're squeezing your glutes at the top of this motion. Again, your arms are not doing any work. It is just the momentum of the hip thrust that is carrying the kettlebell forward. So you're gonna do 10 to 12 reps, and then you're gonna move on to the third exercise in this circuit. So here you have kettlebell single leg deadlift to Bulgarian split squat. So this is a combo that you can do also with just simply your body weight. And it's actually important to make sure that you have the proper technique and the proper form before you add any resistance or load. So just make sure that when you're doing this exercise, you keep your core engaged at all times to keep yourself balanced and stabilized. You also want to make sure that your feet are far enough apart that your knee is not going past your toe. And when you do the Bulgarian split squat, you're gonna make sure that you're going downwards, not forward, okay? And then once you get to the top of that exercise, you're gonna go straight into your deadlift. You're gonna hinge at the hip, and you're gonna go down as comfortably as you can, keeping your back straight and a slight bend in your knee. Once you've completed this third exercise, you're going to take a minute to a minute and a half rest, and then you're going to repeat this circuit for a total of 3 rounds. After you finish that first circuit, you're going to take a 3-minute rest and move on to this one. Here, you're starting the circuit off with banded hip thrusters. So you want to ensure that your shoulder blades are placed comfortably on the bench, your feet are about hip width apart or further, and you have a 90-degree bend in your knees. You want to have all of the weight in your heels, and you want to drive through your heels and thrust up with your hips without overarching, keeping a neutral spine. As you drive up, you really want to squeeze your glutes and hold it for about 2 seconds. It should be a nice and controlled motion. From here, after my struggle out of the band, you're going to move on to a squat jump into a box jump. Now this is an explosive action, so I want you to have as little rest in between your jumps. You want to go straight from your squat jump into the box jump. Okay, and if you need to modify, you can always lower the height of the box, or you can do a squat jump into a step up. Okay, so you would step up and then step down. This is a very tricky action, especially when you get fatigued, so just make sure your form is not compromised and you continue to go as hard as you can throughout the entire set of this exercise. So you're going to do 5 to 8 reps, as in 1 squat jump, 1 box jump is 1 rep. You're going to do 5 to 8 of those, and then you're going to move on to around the world with a squat. So you're going to do 1 around the world, then you're going to go back up and you're going to squat down. So you're going to do an overhead squat. So usually when you do overhead squats, your flexibility and your range of motion is a little lessened. So just make sure that you're going as deep as you can comfortably without compromising your form, keeping that chest up and really squeezing your glutes at the top. And yeah, that's about it. Just keep working hard. Here you're going to be pretty tired, and the weight, make sure that it's not too heavy, because this is an exercise that is requiring shoulder work, so you don't want to have too much of a heavy weight, and you want to be able to complete all 5 sets comfortably with proper form. So after 3 rounds of those exercises, you're going to move on to the last circuit. So here you have leg lowers with a medicine ball toe touch. Okay, so you're going to lower 1 leg at a time, trying to keep them as straight as possible, and then you're going to crunch up and touch the medicine ball to your toes. During this exercise, you want to have your core engaged at all times. Okay, so you're going to try to do 5 to 8 reps, 1 rep being the both legs lowered and the toe touch. From here, you're going to move on to planks with a dumbbell row, okay? So you're going to be in a plank position. You want to have a little bit of a wider stance for more stability. And what you're going to do is you're going to bring the dumbbells up and and you're gonna row, keeping your arms tight to your body and your core as tight as possible so you're not twisting at the hips. You want your hips to stay parallel to the ground at all times, and you want to have a weight that is comfortable enough to be able to row upwards without compromising your form. Okay, from there you're gonna do 8 to 10 reps each arm, and then move on to exercise or stability ball crunches. So when you're doing this exercise, you want the ball to be under your mid back to your upper back. So it's gonna give you a little arch in your upper back, and that's really gonna give you an extra range of motion on your crunch. So here, when I crunch up, I just need to go upwards and not all the way forward because I already have the extended range from when I go down. So again, trying to keep your abs as tight as possible on the crunch up, and make sure that you're not crunching your chin to your chest because that will irritate your neck. So you're gonna do 15 to 20 reps and then move on. And yes, it is a burner, okay? I've also added abduction and adduction in this last circuit. I did 20 reps each, so you can also include that. I did not film them, but you can include that in the circuit as well. So that is a total of 5 exercises, and you're gonna repeat it 3 times, and then you are done. Make sure that you stretch and cool down after this exercise, or this workout, sorry. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day. Peace.